Okay, so yesterday we started, trying to figure out the transitioning using our tiled exports. Now, I did have some time at work today to futz around with this, and I cannot figure out why the X offset and Y offset aren't able to draw the maps. So I'm halfway thinking that maybe what we do today is just see if we can kind of manually import the maps from the exported tile sessions. And what that gives us is that will give us the ability to still draw the tiles and export their numbers, but then we will be able to still do our collidable object detection based on the tile ID. So I think that might be the move. It's halfway because I can't figure out why the scrolling logic, the translate logic, isn't working on these map objects that I'm exporting from tiled. So let's go and check out our map real quick. Let's turn back on our collidable map objects and let's make sure we're rendering in our scene. Let's make sure we're rendering both maps. Let's see, we should be rendering the next map as well as the current map. Okay, we are. Okay, so it is jacked up, but what I'm thinking is we go back to our old way of doing it just with the exported values. So what that might look like is if we pull open, what is it? Let's see, if we go, let's see, we're spawning on 2.2, so if we look in our graphics folder under our tiled 2.2, if we look at that, we've got this data table of all the values. I'm pretty sure those are the tile IDs, but I can't be for sure that 34 is grass. We're just going to try to import it as 2.2 here. So we're going to go into the map declarations. And instead of map 2.2 getting this one, this game map, we're actually going to say a map 2.2 is going to get this data table. Right? So let's see if we go back to our tile ID rendering, if that might still work with the scroll off, right? If it works with the scroll off, then I say we just go with our old method, but with, it's different than our old method because the new method we're allowed to draw which tiles go where and export them as values, and that will allow us to keep our collidable map objects logic. So I think that might be a decent thing to try. Let's see here if we go into our scene and we're going to turn on, actually it's in our map, we're going to turn on our old logic that renders just like this. We say, hey, if there's no tile, if there's no, or actually, first of all, just go ahead and, this is jacked up. Why would we even do this? Okay, why would we do, we're gonna turn this one off, but keep the other one. So we're gonna say, hey, go ahead and render the tile ID for the quad here. Now we're getting that tile ID from this self.tiles YX, and if we look at what this self.tiles is, it's a table for the map, and we insert the value, we insert the tile ID basically. We assign the tile ID based on what value the map is. Let's just see. I'm hoping we would have the same old message here, which is that it works. Let me just turn this on just in case. Okay, so map 148 is failing. 148. Yeah, let's turn this off, and instead of rendering this map, we're just drawing him tile by tile. So let's see. Okay, we've got our tile. Okay. That's looking okay. So I think with this method, now we don't have... Yeah, I don't like that we were doing this. Kind of made sense to give it random sand. I don't exactly see how we were giving it random sand. Let's see how we were using the sand. I don't think... Oh, here. Default map tiles. Okay. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's see. We should stop crashing now when we walk off. Okay. And it looks like we've got our default sand and our animatables. But we need to get back the map that we manually inserted, which we'd have to declare after this sand declaration. So we'll say that this is the export of the map declaration that we're doing. Then I think I want this closed. Yeah, just like that. Okay, so we should have 2-2 as green. That's good. And it scrolls off and scrolls back on. Okay, so that's essentially all the benefit we wanted from tiled, is just to be able to draw our tiles and export them. So maybe what we'll do is do like a nine tile thing. Now we still have the animatables inserted based on the map, which makes sense, but we aren't having the collidable objects. Let's see if the collidable objects work on the tiled export, which means, yeah, see, I was really hoping that we would not be able to walk over the tree. So it looks like our tiled values, well, how would that work? Our tiled values are pulling... Oh, okay, you know what? I think we just... Did we just not turn it back on? I think we have collidable map objects. That right here. Yeah. Collidable map object collision detection, we had that turned off. Okay, if we turn that back on, I'm hoping we cannot walk over the tree. This is great. Great. Okay, cool. So the one thing we're going to be missing out on in tiled, if we go this route, is the layering, right? So like if one thing is transparent and another thing is on a separate layer above it, I'm curious what happens if we try to export that. So I'm going to see what that does if we try to export that and see if it changes anything. So like, let's say we had another layer here, and on this layer we have, you know, this 2-2 getting cut off here. Then if we go to export this and we say, hey, new map, and you've got to place it. No, I can't copy. I don't get why it's not liking this. I should be able to copy this. So if I take this random thing, right, like tree stump, and put it over on the separate layer, I want to see what that exports. So we might have to, what, I can't say copy? I was doing this just yesterday, I don't know how. I'm screwing it up now. Edit, copy, edit, paste. It's not right. What is going on? Oh, it's just the one. We might have to select both layers. Yeah, let's try that. Select both layers, copy, and paste. Okay. Okay, so if we have these two layers, I'm curious if we export this as a .lua, what it looks like. So that's in our graphics tiled folder. And maybe it isn't. Dual layer. It has two layers. So we don't currently have a method to handle this. Like, hey, render the first layer first, then render the second layer. We don't have that. So we might just have to, you know, worst comes to worst, we just make 4 trees, different backgrounds. I'm just not sure I want to spend more than the 3 days I've been trying to get this working when I'm getting most of the functionality I want already. So I'm kind of thinking we just do this. As long as we remember. So let's go. Let's make us a 9x9 grid here, and I'm gonna test if we still have the sand. If we go off screen, that's good. So it's nice that we can do that. I do like that we're kind of rendering everything on the tile basis, just from the development standpoint. But this tiled makes it a lot easier. See, look, and the geckos are there. Okay, and the collidable objects. See, okay, yeah, we need to get debugging working for that. I don't know why that's like that. Every once in a while, he'll get stuck walking like that, and I don't know why. Cool. But if we match these animatables with their corresponding flowers, we can build out levels again. So let's go ahead and try to do that. Let's actually pull up where we know the animatables need to be, and then we'll try to export a 9 grid of usable art. So we'll say, you know, we have a flower at, let's go to 1, 1. Okay, so it looks like at 3, 2, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 2, and 7, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7, 5, and 3, 2 for a flower. So let's try that. We go here, and we say, hey, there's actually a flower here at 3, 2, and 7, 5. Something like that. See, now this is nice because we can just paint what we want. So we can say, oh, well, this is on the top edge grass, corner, you know, kind of like this. Just go ahead and paint what it all looks like. That's cool. Yeah, this is a lot more chill. I like the ability to kind of draw like this, and then, you know, helps for bigger level developments. We'll be able to see what we're doing a little easier. Cool. So these should be collidable objects, right? We could even pull in. I don't get why those are all red. I think we can do a shift click. Oh, that's so nice. That's super nice. Cool. So now we can build out levels bigger, right? And then yeah. This is pretty big. So yeah, I'm just gonna make like a little border to kind of give us some continuity between the walking, and we can give ourselves some tiles here. So maybe we can say tile coming out of there, you know, this is where the geckos are, so we can do something like this. And then I know we've got, let's see where the animatables are for this next screen. I know we've got a couple of flowers animating up here, and it looks like it's 2, 3, 2, 3, and then 9, 4. 2, 3, and 9, 4. So there's 2, 3, and then 9, 4, as well as one more. What the fuck, man? Let me go. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3 further and 3 down from the other one. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, should be maybe there. And then I think this one's here. We'll see there. Let's export this as a test, and then, you know, it doesn't have to be anything special, but just to make sure that we can do collidable objects. And it's nice that we can kind of draw bigger levels like this now. So that's really cool. You know, something like that. Just really simple, just to prove that this is working. Yeah. Does it have knowledge of collisions, or does that come after? You know, it actually does. If this works, let's just try to do one. Let's just try to do one export here and see, because it should have knowledge of these collisions, and I'll show you how that's working if this is in fact working. So we'll do a new 1-1. We'll say a new map, and we'll call it 1-1, and we'll put this. This is jacked up. We need. It should be. Yeah, no, that's right. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tall. That's wrong. It should be 9 tall. I think I mismade this map, but yeah, for now, I'll just put this here as if it's map 1-1 and we'll export it. We'll call it 1-1. We'll overwrite our old 1-1. It's okay. And then what we'll do is go find where we just exported that. And we'll snag the data for it. Now the data is the tile ID for which sprite it is. So it gives us all that. Now instead of using that, I could not figure out how to import the map and use it with tiled and translate it. I spent maybe 4 hours on it today. Could not figure it out. So at least what I'm testing right now is what happens if we just take the data from the export and just plop it in like we used to. So we don't have to manually code it. But we still kind of have to manually do it. But if we go to our map declarations and say, hey, map 1-1 is actually this new data that we snagged, then map 1-1, we go up here, should be the one we just drew, which it is. Cool. So I misplaced the flower, but check out the collisions here. Anything that's a collidable object, we can't just walk through. And that works with us just drawing it. And what's cool about that is, like, we don't have to... If we go the tiled route, we'd have to figure out how to tell the tiled map which places are collidables. I'm not exactly sure how to do that, but what we are doing is I built out this tile atlas called Master Sheet, and basically what I'm doing is I'm putting everything that you can't walk through in very specific rows. So every sprite that exists in here, which once it's converted into like a number, if we look at I think we should have a tiles numbered. Here we go. If we look at how they're numbered, we're saying, hey, if you're a value of a tile ID from 97 to 256, then trigger a collision for that value. So that's how we're able to draw and still have our collidable map objects, because if we look at where we're doing that, collidable map, let's see. There's a part here where we're saying, right here, if the value of the tile ID is bigger than 97 and smaller than 256, go ahead and add a collidable map object instantiation into the table that this map is holding. And we know that I have collision detection for map objects. So like if you left collide with a map object, you can't walk through it or anything like that. So I think this might be the route I go. It's like a midway through, a total transition from using tiled to using what I originally came up with. It doesn't give us the ability to do the transparent layers, but we can add that if we really, really want it. And if we don't really want it, we can just we can make, so for example, like if we have the tree, see, this tree should probably have a grass background, so it doesn't have that yellow background on the corners. We can just make a tree sprite with a grass background or a snow background or whatever. Just make different sprites for it. So I don't think it's a big deal that we're missing out on that transparency, especially when rapid prototyping is the kind of goal for the level design, and I don't know of a way to rapid prototype with the collidables other than the current method I'm kind of doing, which is based on the tile ID. So I think this is a good middle ground. So we need to move our flower one sprite up on our tile export. And then I need to figure out I did not mean to launch DaVinci Resolve there. We need to make a different tile map. This is too tall. This is 10 tall, and it should be 9 tall. And of the 9, we're only rendering 8. So that's why we're not even able to see these bottom values. Like, we're not even able to see these bottom posts because the HUD's covering this. So we need to change it so that our big thick lines here are at 9 sprites instead of 10. So let's go ahead and make a new map, and it'll be, yeah, height of 9 tiles. If we look at here, it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, not 10 tiles tall. See, like I don't know how I screwed that up. But the black lines should be here instead of here. Yeah. Let's try to do this again. A new map, and it's 10 wide, 90 tall. We're at 10 by 10. Each tile is 16, so this should be a 9 tall. See, it's given us 10 again. 5. Oh, this is jacked up. See, I don't want these outlines. I want these outlines to be on a 9 tile basis, not a 10 tile basis, because all the squares are getting offset every tile. Map properties. See, because this should be of a tile 9 tall. It should be 9 tall with 90. We've got 3, 6. It is 9. Well, how is this screwing up? Yeah, we've got 9 tall, and they should be each. They're each 10. We need them to be 9. So how do we screw that up? Yeah, 90 tall should mean 10. Okay, yeah, 10 and not. Gosh, I'm losing my mind here. Yeah, it should be 10. It should be 10 tall. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, see, this should be 10 tall. So these lines are all screwed up. So how do we change where these lines are kind of highlighting? Need a customized grid. Guess it won't help to look at the documentation. We gotta look for the grid. Can we customize the grid? Don't know. I don't see where these grid settings are being used. Show grid. I really just want a grid settings. Because it's assuming I want a grid of 10, but I want it 9. How do I do this? Okay, whatever. I'll worry about that later. What I'll do for now is just copy these. It should be the right size. We just want different, little bit different spacing. So like, all this should be scooted up 1. Wow, the grid's really throwing me off there. Okay. So if this is the first map, yeah, 9 tall. Okay, so this is 1, 1. There's 1, 1. Let's do 1, 2. Should save these as their own things. Their own TMXs. Yeah, I should. Okay, this is 1, 2. Yeah, it's still quite a process to do it, but if I take time and actually draw a really cool looking level, it'll be really easy to export it and import it, as opposed to typing in everything. This is 1, 3. Cool. So let's just try those first 3 that we've got. Let's go get those values. And we'll go to 1, 1, and we'll snag that data table. And we'll put it in our code. Okay, there's 1, 1. We need map 1, 2. There's few things I hate more than Windows, man. I just don't like Windows. I think I'm gonna get a dock for my Mac laptop and start streaming from that docked. I think I'm gonna try that. Because I just really hate Windows. Okay, there's map 1, 2. And we need map 1, 3. Now it's still essentially doing what we used to be doing, right? With we type in what thing we want where, except we can draw it now, and this tool can export the right data code. So we don't have to waste our time trying to count and looking at these things. That should be better. Okay, 1, 3. I'm gonna snag the data from that. And then cool. We've got map 1, 2, and 3 now. It should exist up here. If we go to map 1, cool. We've got map 1, and then map 2, looking good. Map 3, this is sick. Okay, yeah. Let's just do the next 4 as like placeholders, and then we'll there was one more thing I wanted to try today with what a debugging tool for Lua. Because as this is getting more complicated, it's harder to know what what state the code is in. And it was hard for me to debug this adjacent offsets problem with these map exports. So I'm gonna try to see if I can figure out that mob debugger tool for Lua. Now, let's get this next. It should be 9 tall, 3, 6, 9, yeah. 9 tall, and you know what? I want to scoot all these up 1. Okay. Yeah. Let's make this 3, 6, 9 tall. Okay. Well, we half screwed up. This should be down here. The painting is super nice. And we could just paint like this. Cool. Are you talking about for the collision detection stuff? Or the mob debug tool? I've been trying to get that mob debug tool to be working for on a couple different streams, I think. I found a new kind of IDE, not a new IDE, but it's an... yeah, that inconsistency is just error on my part. I just made it with green instead of yellow. So like I definitely could go in there and just add green as a default background for the trees here so that they'd blend in there. And then if I need a tree stump in the ice or in the snow biome, I can go ahead and add like a white background or something. Yeah, it's not transparency. I did just see this thing allows that if you import them on maps, but since I can't get the screens rendering on and off screen with I don't know why, but I'm hoping if we can get mob debug working, we might try to go back to not just stealing the data from these exports, and we might just import them as map objects, kind of like how you're supposed to do it with this program, so that we can have the layers of transparency and be a little more efficient that way. But I don't know I don't know, because it doesn't seem that much more efficient if it has to parse 2 whole layers instead of just a different sprite that we make. So I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna be worried too much about the transparency stuff, but we'll see. If I can get mob debug working, then maybe we can try to debug why my adjacent X offset wasn't updating our maps during the transition. Hey, sweet. I hope that goes as good as it can. No, it probably is not as interesting as a rough cookie stream, but I hope you have some solace while you're doing it. Okay, 3, 6, 9. Okay, so yeah, that should be 2, 1. So we'll make 2, 1. Two. Nice. Cool. I'm glad you like it, man. Yeah, you know, it's cool. It's kind of playing live right now, and that's the code for it. So it's like, you know, 30 lines of code to make however much ambient music. I do want to make another couple tracks so I can kind of alternate them out. I'm not happy with the other one I have. Yeah, give it a shot. They've got good little examples of example tracks that show me how to do some of this stuff. I'm still not super versed with the syntax, but it's pretty straightforward once you kind of know what you're looking at. You'll be able to figure it out, no problem. Like, oh yeah, what did you get? I got the I really like the little MPK mini I've got. But yeah. No, I get that. Dude, yeah, if you're fluent in Ableton, keep going with Ableton. You don't want to slow down trying to learn Sonic Pi, but yeah, I'm jealous of the Ableton proficiency over there. I've tried picking it up. The learning curve is just a little too steep for me to really get down into it. I've got the loop station, the loop what's it called? The Boss RC505. I like that because you can kind of just, you know, you don't have to sit there with Sonic Pi and program, but you can just, you know, and you don't have to fiddle with the UI of Ableton. You just kind of like loop it and go. So I like it. I like that. But if I was better at either Ableton or Sonic Pi, I would do more. I would consider doing some streams of that exclusively. But yeah, I don't know. It should be 2-2. Okay, I'll have to check it out. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that's super pretty, yeah. That's sweet, dude. Yeah, maybe you can make a demo track and stream it once you're confident with it, right? I want this channel to ultimately have like some more music breaks and stuff where like I can go program something or write some music to take a break from programming rather, and then come back to programming. And this is the Music Mondays. Are you talking about for you and Salsa or for this stream? You guys are cooking up some Music Monday action or what? Oh, we'll see. Because I've got all this stuff. Like I've got the Roly keyboard. I was pulling up we were doing some loop music for one stream with the Roly. I've got the OP1 that I want to keep practicing, so I might want to do a Music Monday with that, possibly. But yeah, that is a good idea. I want it to be like an intermission type thing. So it's like maybe 45 minutes of programming, musical interlude, and then finish off with 45 minutes of programming again or something. So like I feel like that might be kind of interesting. Kind of give people a little break from the boring programming stuff. Got 2.2, now we just need 2.3. Then we can import this last one. But if I were to try to make this map of 6 with my old method, it would have taken me as long as this whole stream, for sure. And it would be a lot more hard to watch. I know, is your oh yeah, I've got it charging. Have you not heard about the OP1 ever? Or that I had one? Here, I'll have to show you. I think it's already a decade old, and of course, like right when I got it, they come up with the OP1 field, which is like a more high fidelity version of it, but it is more expensive. I really love it. It's super cool. It's featured a lot in my movie, where I kind of sit there and make a bunch of different music. Of course, it's dead right now, but. The OP1 field is really, really interesting to me too. It's just I can't swing it. After having bought this one, I can't swing it. But yeah, so like I'm thinking, make some OP1 musics on a music break. Halfway through streaming. I think that could be cool. As and I saved as. Okay, now we can import these last ones. There's some good, there's a channel called Red Means Recording. He's done a ton of cool OP1 tracks. So if you want to see kind of like someone who's good at using it, use it, check out Red Means Recording. And, you know, he's one of the big sellers of like why I got it. It's like, this is really cool. But I just love the portability of it too, and you can, it's got a radio inside it, so you can sample from radio channels and pull that in. It's got a lot of cool features. Okay, this is 2.1. 2.1. There's 2.2. Sweet, this is cool. This is... So it... Oh, that's right, okay. So our... Shit. Our grass needs to be one lower, and our grass needs to be one higher. So one higher on 1.1, one lower on... What we could do is on 1.1, just make sure our grass in 1.1 is coming from 6th row, 6 down, 7 down. It needs to be one higher. 6 over 1, 2, 3, 6. God damn it. I think it is this 10, 12. So if I switch this 10, 12, this is why I liked the number enums, but if I just manually switch it like here, I can get it in the right spot. Yeah, there we go. So now the grass is in the right spot for 1.1. And I need to move it down 1 on 2.1. So on 2.1, move this 10.15 down to here. This becomes 4. Sweet. This is cool. This is gonna add, you know, this allows us to maybe spend a couple days building out pixel art assets, and then we can start drawing bigger levels. That gives us a lot of bang for our buck in terms of development. That's going to be cool. We don't have entities interacting with collidable objects, which I feel like would be an easy thing to add. But what isn't an easy thing to add is the AI to get around it once they get stuck on a collidable object. So maybe we would just have some primitive, you know, if they're colliding with an object, then go either up or down 5 pixels or whatever, so they can change it. But this is cool. Now instead of manually placing it, we can draw our levels and export. That's going to be big. I want to get our HUD back. We used to have, yeah, I'll change that tree background to green. That'll look a lot better. Then, yeah, we used to have used to have, maybe in our play state, we used to have a little HUD of like, it was the keys, right? Like we had, or like whatever element we were holding. Where are we rendering Tashio Tempo? Right here. Used to have a little thing. What's that called? Graphics folder. See, like orbit. We had orbit list. Using orbit anywhere. I've sworn we had a build where we had it. Right, because even Super's even helping me with the Q. To switch Q and E, right? Like Q to switch inventory, E to switch spells. We had that at some point. I have to dig around and find where we got rid of that. Well, I think I want to get rid of my map exports that I've been importing into here. Where Where are they? Dependencies. Yeah, I think I want to get rid of these. If I can get mob debug working maybe tomorrow, I might come back and try this. So maybe I'll leave them commented out. I don't know. Sweet. They're not even dying. Why are they not dying? Yeah, our entities are still having some weird collision. And our geckos just aren't dying. Okay, maybe that was a fluke. Okay, well. Okay, I do need to figure out why these spellcast entities are getting squished here. I don't think they should have any collision detection on them. Well, any positional modifications based on collision detection, so I'll leave that as a note for us to figure out. And we'll say spellcast entities. Need to ignore wall collisions. Now, we didn't really do that. I think it was just a mock-up I made. I don't think it was actually in the game for that mock-up. Yeah. Oh, HUD mock-up. Yeah, it was just a mock-up. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I like that though. I still don't know what's gonna go in the bottom middle there. I want it to be kind of like a compass. Kind of like a compass to the next, well, I don't know. It's like, I don't want it to be, I want it to be an exploration game, so maybe it can be like a compass or collectibles or something. Well then, I don't know, it shouldn't, if it's gonna take up a spot on the main HUD, I want it to have use. Okay, so maybe it's like overall world. Yeah, I think I have it in there as like an overall world coherence or equilibrium. So the dark, like, as you clear biomes, it'll kind of progressively get higher, and it's almost like a progress bar, but I don't know, that's kind of boring. I'll have to think some more about what I want that to be. Okay. So yeah, it looks like it was just a mock-up, so we'll make that. It's not a commit, it's just... Okay. Kind of torn on how much work, like if I really should just buckle down and figure out this tiled implementation or just keep chugging along, because I think ideally I just need to make as much games as possible, so I kind of need to, I don't want to say rush through this, but like try to do it as fast as I can so that I can make the next game, and that'll be even better. So I think I'm going to try to not get hung up on little things as much as possible and try to get these big things done. Like now that we've got the ability to draw the overworld, import it, we can worry about other stuff like a dialogue system for like NPCs. You know, that's another big one. And then implement saving. We'll need the ability to save and load our game, so that's a big thing. And then once we've got other entities and the map and saving and loading, then we can work on other items and then some actual level design, because it's like we kind of have to do all the nitty-gritty stuff before we get into the fun dungeon design stuff. I mean, we don't have to, but it's like I feel like if we build the scaffolding for the rest of the game to sit on, then we can do all the fun stuff, like the level design, once all the pieces are built. So we're kind of just like building the sandbox for us to make the rest of the game. We'll see. We'll play along. We'll play along. We'll see how far I can get in these systems. But yeah, I like this concept of trying to take the biggest bang for our buck. Like, how do we get 100 unique screens exported into our game? You know, like, how do we make it, you know, bigger right off the bat? Like, saving's going to be a big one. Dialogue system and or other items is going to be big. And then we get to do other creatures and level design. So yeah, that'll be fun. I'm gonna get rid of this default tiles. I don't think we need it. We're still rendering our sand. Cool. Want to get our current map on screen again. Is it here? No. Well. No. I mean, I mentioned that you helped with making the queue for the HUD mockup. I thought we had this in the game somewhere. I just wasn't finding it, but we just did a mockup for it. But I want to bring that back and actually put it in the game so that we can have different elements to choose from for spellcasting. Yeah, so it's like it wasn't ever in the game, we just made a little mock-up for it, so I think I gave you props to that for that queue recommendation. Okay, well, we're rendering the map. I think I actually we've got it on the one debug, so I think we're good there, actually. Sweet. I believe we deleted these, did we not? Yeah, we've got to delete these tiled graphics. I want to be importing them. Dual layer, yeah, we'll get rid of that too. I don't think I want any of these, actually. Yeah. Graphics tiled, okay, I thought I deleted it. Oh, it is deleted, okay. Cool. Okay. We will commit and we'll say that this was importing tiled map data. Working map collidable objects, I think I call it. Collidable objects when exported from tiled. Okay. Sweet. Well, my pal Salto is streaming his art channel. He's the guy who did the background art for this channel. So I figure we can give him a massive raid. He'll appreciate it. But hey, Soup, thanks for chilling. Salto's stream is pretty cool if you like just looking at artwork and stuff, so I think we'll raid out. But hey, dude, I hope you have a good night. Hope your work presentation goes well. Hope you get that all sorted. But I'll catch you later. Thanks for hanging.